So hello everybody. Always start these videos off coughing. First of all, Jay Leone here. Full review time. Long review. This is gonna be a very long review. Some of you might fast forward through this review, and I don't blame you. There's just a lot to talk about on this particular mod we're looking at today. You should know what it is. I just did the sneak preview per se of the 722 watt. So let's get to it.
Drunk, still saying that we're just buzzed. Last call, everybody's getting paired up, making out at the bar, call it young love. It's alright, it's alright. Let's find a bonfire, or we can start one. Throw your middle fingers up to a new
722. That's what we're looking at today. 722. That's what they call it. That's what I'm calling it. That's what we're looking at. A lot to go over in this video. I'm trying to make sure I cover everything. I have manufacturer technical specs pulled up also, so I can quote what they told me. So all the specs are coming from them. I didn't make these. I'm just selling them. So I'm telling you what they're telling me basically. But where can you get it? How much is it? What does it do? All that good jazz. Do I like it? Do I hate it? I'll tell you all that in this video. First off, where are you going to get it? SmilinVapes.com, my web store, currently started a couple weeks back now. Slowly growing. You know, as a vendor that I'm trying to be patient, because I will get more stuff in. I appreciate the people supporting me. Appreciate the people that have purchased things from my website already. Thank you guys very much, and thank you to everybody who has been following me on YouTube and Google. You could also find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook store on there also. So if you want to get in touch with me, there's many ways to get in touch with me. I try to be as helpful as I can to those who message me. But that out of the way, so SmilinVapes.com, it's my website. I'll post a link below, obviously. There's going to be a quick flash sale on this as soon as this video gets posted to YouTube. It's going to run for 24 hours. It's going to be the lowest price I'm able to lower it to. So whoever wants it, this is your time to get on it, because you're not going to find it cheaper unless the people selling it are breaking the rules. Because the manufacturer, I'll tell you something real quick, the manufacturer sets a desired price, and they are strict about this price. They sent me multiple emails saying, do not put it below this price. If you do put it below this price, they will never, ever work with you again. They will never send you any products, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you'll never be able to get them again. So people that do sell them below that price, there are people that do that. They do get away with it, some people. I just don't want to risk it yet. Okay, so they set a price, and I'm going to lower it to that price just for 24 hours. Because I want to let anybody that wants this thing get one. They can go get one. And they can go get it at a reasonable price. So take a look after this video's posted and after you watch it, because they will be on sale. I don't know how long they'll last. You know, I have 9, I believe, at the moment. 9, so yeah, that's it. But anyways, what is it? Obviously, it's a mod. It's a regulated mod that goes up to 22 watts. It takes a 22 650 battery. It's a honking battery, honking device itself. Not too much I could say right here. So we're gonna take the camera, go up close, and we're gonna look at it top to bottom. We're going to take a look at the menu. We're going to take a look at how it works, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. Okay? 1 second. So, we are going to review the crap out of this. By the time I'm done reviewing this, you guys are going to be annoyed with my review. We're really going to break it down to every little piece. Talk about everything you need to know, so you have no questions whatsoever about this. This is a 722. This is the packaging. It's going to come in when you purchase it. Just a nice little gift box here. It says 722. Some writing in Japanese or Chinese, whatnot. Super wattage system, it says there. And then from who it's made from, Pioneer for you. Let's do this right today and fix the focus. There you go. Pioneer for you. Health, enjoyment, and ease. And then this side, super wattage system. And on the other side, you got a QR code I haven't scanned that, so I don't know. That might take you to their manufacturer's website. Shenzhen Greenleaf Technology. Actually, that is the company selling them. I don't know if that's the company that's manufacturing them, but that's when you look for them on Alibaba, that's actually the company that sold them to me. So I don't know if they're making them. I believe Pioneer for You is the ones that are making them, and Greenleaf is selling them. 18 plus. It's always good. Some phone number, a fax number, their website, where they're located. Very weird address on there. But yeah, that's the box. Like I said, we're gonna look at everything. So then the box just opens up, and you get a user manual. Again, 722. It's not horribly written. Let's zoom out here a little bit. Not horribly written, but you know, there's something in here that I was looking at. Where is it? Tells you about the company over here, and then over here it says it shows the unit, a battery, and an atomizer. Which the atomizer looks like a K-Fun. It's a standard package, and if you could see this here, there we go. It says standard package, 722 body, 1 wax atomizer, 1 user manual, 1 gift box, and 1 battery. New. You do not get that. At least they didn't send me the kits to have those in there. I'm assuming that would cost extra. I did, like it says in the picture, so it's a little misleading. So they shouldn't put this, because people are going to get this and go, oh, wait, where's my battery? Where's my atomizer? It's got a few specs here, which we will go into the specs in and out. Main features of it, how to operate the 722. It's not horribly written, like I said. Besides that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Warranty. Please consult Greenleaf distributors for the warranty and return policy, blah, 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 blah. And that is the user manual. And you also get this little card, which is a certificate of, I guess, authenticity, or a inspection certificate saying it passed inspection. So you see it's been stamped, QC pass, quality control, I'm assuming. Yeah, you know, standard affairs stuff there. Alright, and then you get the units. I put it in the box, so it's like it's brand new. It's the one I've been using for a while. Get the stuff off to the side. And this is the unit. We're going to start by just looking at the unit. We'll get into the menuing and more of the features shortly. The unit, it's huge. You're going to hear me say that a lot. It's massive. Let's take it apart. I'm going to take it apart and put it in all different pieces and break some in the meanwhile. No, you can't break this. Actually, if I drop this, I'll break something that it falls on. I'm on a glass table here. I bet you if I drop it, I'll crack this table. And do. Those are all the pieces for the 722. I didn't know actually the control head comes off, but I figured it out the other day and it does come off. And I did clean out the threads. I don't have any no locks, so I did use some alcohol and cotton swabs and paper towel to clean them. We'll see if that helped when we start inserting everything. We'll start with the top cap here. You're going to see in the top cap you have your standard fare here, pretty much. Let's get a better zoom. Oh, look. Oh god, easily amused. So the top cap, you got air cuts in it. You can see those grooves they have. The airflow, so this is where the airflow would go if you have like a cartomizer or something that gets its airflow from the 510 connection. I'll show you later when you mount some. Actually, I'll show you now. Like for instance, you put a K-Fun on there, and you can see it sits like above, because of these little triangle cutouts here. These triangle ones, they sit above. There you go, you got a good angle. They sit a little bit above. So when you sit an atomizer flush, you'll still be getting airflow because it's sitting above technically. So it's not. So that's how that works. I mean, it's a standard affair thing. I think it's done rather nice. I think the top cap looks rather nice. Very heavy piece. You can hear that. It's very heavy. Yeah. Chuck this at somebody and definitely bruise them or hurt them badly. So then we got the control head, which, as you can see, it's a control head. It's got a fire button, it's got a screen, it's got your connections. As far as your connections go now, let's get the focus a lot better on here so you guys can see, because this is one of the features I absolutely love about this device. The 510 pin on here is a spring-loaded pin. So if I poke down on here, see it's moving in and out. It goes in quite a bit actually. The center pin is, I believe, a brass pin because it has darkened a little bit, patinaed, I should say. So you can see that motion. So spring-loaded 510 connection. So anything you sit on there will sit flush, unlike a lot of things. And I'm not taking a bashful statement. I'm just saying I wanted a ZNA so bad. Then I found out you can't flush mount anything on there. They're supposedly releasing a top cap. Until that's done, we won't be getting one. So glad this has it. Glad China at least understands the need for flush mounting, and that's what people want. So you have, again, 510 connection. You have Eagle cone threading. Then you have this threading down here, which is for the top cap to thread into. But as far as the head goes, like I said, you got a screen here, you got a button. The button is very clicky. You hear that? The button does not, let's see, you can see the wobble on it a little bit there. You hear that a little bit too. But the button has a power symbol on there and it doesn't turn around. It's always facing that way, so the button doesn't spin. It just kind of wiggles a little bit. It's all stainless steel. The whole mod is. Then you got this chrome accent ring here, which doesn't come off. I tried to take it off. You got threading down here. You got a brass pin here, which is what's going to make contact with your battery. Nice. That's the control head, and again, this is hefty. This head is hefty. It just sounds wrong. This control head is hefty. Then we have the battery tube, basically. This is the lighter part of it. Not thin, but it's just lighter. It's just a battery tube. It's got threading on both sides. It'll thread onto the control head either or way. Threading's not bad. It's just a little squeaky when you start tightening it up. Let's put the let's put the top cap on here. See how smooth that is. It kind of gets stuck though if you really tighten it. So kind of locks up in there, but that's fine. And then you got the base, which is a brass spring threading again. Very heavy duty spring in there. Very heavy. Vent holes. Love to see that there's tons of vent holes down here. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the unit itself. Let's put a battery in here. Close your ears if you don't like squeakiness, because there's going to be some squeakiness here, especially when you tighten it up. It's a little bit better though. I cleaned them out a little bit, so it's not as nearly as bad as it was before. What you need to know about this device is it's a 30mm device. So whatever you put on there, at least to my knowledge, maybe one thing out there, the Russian big size, which is like a 30mm, I believe, tank, nothing's going to overhang because it's 30mm. So everything's going to sit on there. It's going to be small. I'd rather it be small than it overhang. So you can see there's tons of space around here. No matter what you put on there, it's going to just sit. And it's going to sit flush too to top it off. Like here's a Trident. Trident looks like on here. So yeah, see what I'm saying. So it's 30mm device. It's 139.5 millimeters lengthwise up and down. And it's made of all stainless steel, and it's hefty. It's hefty. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. It's hefty. that is the mod overall look, aesthetic-wise, pieces, parts, everything that goes into this mod. And now we are gonna do, actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little size comparison before we move into the technical stuff like the menuing. Let's see, I got an SVD, which I'm gonna telescope out to 18650 mode. That's the same size as the alright, so actually it's, yeah, tighten it up just a bit. Okay. So this is the SVD in 18650 mode. In 18650 mode, it is rather long. We all know the SVD is one of the taller devices out there. I mean, probably the 134 would be taller than it, but the tallest one that I have, and you could see here the length. Let's lay it down a little so you can get a better look at it here. Let's just zoom in, and there you go. You can see that the SVD is slightly taller. Obviously, the diameters, no comparison. It's kind of got that same vent hole as the SVD has. Yeah, you could see clearly that diameter-wise, it's way bigger. Height-wise, it's not as tall as the SVD. Let me zoom out here again. Yeah, not as tall as the SVD. So shorter. Something else to compare it to, the Vamo, because that's my other longish mod I have. And it's actually slightly, I have an Eagle adapter on here for some reason. That's the last time I was using it. So it's slightly taller, a smidgen taller than the Vamo. Small smidgen. Again, diameter-wise, you can see for yourself there. And then here's a mech mod. Just an 18650. Obviously, it's going to be way shorter. There's no circuitry. It's just a battery tube. And that's with the Omega. So it is as tall as my 18650 Nemesis with an Omega dripper on there, with drip tip. They're exactly the same height up here. So that's a little bit of size compared to. I'm not laying that one down because that one's going to leak everywhere. Here's an 186. Here's a 26650 battery. You see that fits right in there, and then the rest of it's just the electrical part. Set them all together for you there. Here's my DNA 20 box mod, so you can see a little bit of a size comparison of what its height-wise is. Obviously, width-wise, there's no comparing it. Here's there you go. There's an MVP, and here's that. Compare away. Everyone wants to see sizes and really understand how big it is. You don't understand how big it is until you actually have one, because it is big. So that's the size comparisons there. Set all these mods aside. Now just give me a second. We're going to break down the menu, the technical features. Alright, so we're going to go over the menuing system and some technical specs on it. And I keep bumping my camera, man. So we're going to look at the screen here. There's only one button on this. I'll show you how that all works with this menu. Excuse me, it was a burp. So you press the button 5 times to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll get, oh, we got to get this focused. It says Pioneer for You, SX220. And it's on. That's it. Very quick to turn it on. Let me get the focus. Alright, there we go. A little bit of glare. So you can see I have it set to 10 watts. It shows you the volts that it would be firing at, but I don't have anything on here, so let's put some on here real quick. Okay, we got some on there. So let's again fix this up a bit. Okay, so you see 10 watts. Fire it real quick, and you'll see it shows what it was firing at. So 3.6 volts. There's a 1.3 ohm addy on there, and there's 3.61 volts left in the battery, and it's even got a battery meter there. So you see I'm at the tail end of my battery charge right now. So when you press it, the screen will light up just like the DNAs do. It'll fire, and it will show you real-time wattage. So if it's firing at 10 watts, it'll stay at 10 watts. And you'll see, it's kind of hard because of the brightness, but the 3.6 right now is actually It's actually firing solid. Usually sometimes it jumps around, but yeah, that's the beautiful display there. I love this display. Tells you everything you need. Now, to go to the menu, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, because it's so damn bright, it's hard to see, but it says system on. There's your wattage setting, and then you have exit. So you got system, wattage, exit. That's it. 3 features or 3 menu options. If you go to system on, this is what it says, it's so bright, and you tilt it, bye-bye, and it will turn off. And you may see some glare on the screen here, and that's because I have the plastic still on here. I just noticed that, so I had to take that off. But if you see that glare, when you take that plastic off, that'll go away. It kind of reflects off itself. But anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn it on. It says Pioneer again because you see SX220. That's the chipset that's in there, by the way. And then we're back on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're in the menu. So now that's system there. And then here's your wattage setting. Now to adjust wattage, it's simple. It's just a tilt. You'll see it go down, and it rather goes quickly after you have it there for a while. Boom. We're at 7 watts. Ugh, it's annoying me. Okay, 7 watts. And you want to go the other way. You'll see it start flying through 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And we're at 22 watts. But we're going to lower it down. You just see how it works. The little gravity system that it has in there works really well. It's good for one-handed operations. I mean, you don't have to have... I mean, I guess when you have an up and down button, you don't need 2 hands for it. We'll go past. We'll go up 1. And we'll stop at 10. That's good enough. Then you have exit. That's just to exit the menu, tilt it either or way, and you're out. And you're back to normal mode. There we go. Now you can see the screen again. That's the menu. It's simple. There's not too much to it. It's tilt to the left to go down, tilt to the right to go up, tilt to the left or right to exit, tilt to the left or right to shut the mod off. To lock it, you do 1, 2, 3. You'll see a lock. And it shows it's locked. Now to unlock it, you wait for it to go out, just like that, and you go 1, 2, 3, and you'll see the lock open. I like that extra little animation, and you're ready to fire again. That's it. That's the menu. This ain't very complicated. There's not too much to understand about it. I figured it out right away. I'm gonna have a vape real quick. All this talking is making me vape thirsty. Vape thirsty, is that a word? That's my word. But anyways, that's the menu. Now, according to some discrepancies we got here from the manufacturer, they say it will fire from 4 to 8.5 volts. But it will, right now, like it's firing at 3.6. So that's wrong. I've seen it goes as low as 3 volts. It will fire from 3 volts to 8.5 volts of power, which is plenty of power for me per se. It does have a lot of protections too. We'll get into that in a minute. It will fire atomizers 0.5 all the way up to 3 ohms. I've gone as low as 0.6, but you know what? Let's do this on camera with you guys. I think I have a 0.3 here. Let's see what happens when you put a 0.3 or 0.4. I think this Trident is a... I think this Trident's pretty low. Yep, there you go. Low res. So that one I know is about a 0.3, 0.4. So it's true. It does not fire below. We'll come up at low res. But if we put something here we got a high ohm one actually. This one for some reason is at 3 ohms, I think. Or 2.9, something in that vicinity. Yeah, there you go, 2.8 ohms. And it will clearly firing it like a champ. Those are your range settings. Here we go. There's an Omega. You've seen this in the Omega in the first look. We know it's gonna fire, but let's just put it on to show you. And that one is 0.6 ohm. And you clearly see the vapor, and it's firing. And you could also see, now you can't see, it says 2.46. Now I don't know quite why it says that, but when you press it, it says 3 volts. That's firing at 3 volts, because that's as low as it will fire something. So you'll see the wattage actually is up at 15. That's the lowest I can fire at 0.6 ohm. So that's what you see when you see these numbers just jumping around. See, it's at 15 again, because it won't fire lower than 3 volts. And I think that's why it says 2.46, because that's what 10 watts is on this atomizer. But again, it won't let it fire that low. So that's why, that's one of the clarifications people go, why does it jump around? Well, if it can't fire it at that certain wattage, it's going to jump up. It's going to step up. It's got the step up circuit in there. It doesn't really have a step down circuit, so it can't go below. It's set at 3 volts. So that's that. I think I've showed you what I need to show you up close. We're going to switch the camera around and go up top and talk a lot more about this. So that was a long close-up segment, but you've seen everything from top to bottom and how the menu works on this, and that's what I wanted to get out of the way, because it's very vital that you know how that menuing system works, how this chipset works. Now, I am not a professional by any means, so I don't have testing equipment to test the chip's output or anything like that, but I can tell you what they've told me, and I can tell you of what I experienced from using it. That was weird. First of all, it is not a pulse width modulated device. They have told me it's a DC to DC current, so it's straight current. I also know that because there's no rattlesnake hissing sound coming from this, like lots of other mods from China. I'll put it up to the camera here so you can hear it. It's a straight signal. No matter what I put on there, it sounds smooth, flat, no harshness, there's no jumps in the vape. So it's DC to DC, which is one thing I was very adamant about when purchasing these for sale. I didn't want to sell anybody a pulse width modulated device because they are they're not accurate. So this is accurate to my knowledge. 16 watts feels like 16 watts. 20 watts feels like 20 watts. I'm not going to do it on camera, but I did a side-to-side comparison with the DNA 20 and I did set to 20 watts with the same atomizer on it, and I would just switch over and over, and it was exactly the same. Exactly the same. They both felt right on money with 20 watts. And this is 22 watts, obviously, so it's got a little more power, you know. But more specifications I want to tell you about. Okay, it obviously does 7 to 22 watts. It says it does 4 volts to 8.5 volts. It's a lie because it actually does 3 volts to 8.5 volts. So 3 volts is the lowest it will fire. It fires 0.5 to 3 ohm atomizer. We talked about that earlier. The display on here is it's an OLED display, and it's 0.66, whatever, 0.66 of an inch, I believe. So the display is pointing at the atomizer. 0.66 of an inch of display here. It's an OLED display. It's a very nice display. It displays obviously battery life, resistance, wattage, and all. It's all done in real time. So whatever it's really giving you is what it's doing. So if you set it to 10, can't fire 10. It can only fire, the lowest it can fire is 12. It'll tell you it's firing at 12. Made of stainless steel. We've gone over that. It takes 26650 battery. We've gone with that. I'm not selling them with the battery. Just for the fact that the ones that they want to sell are very cheap 26650 batteries, and you can go out to eBay or a lot of vendors out there to get these, and you get them a lot cheaper. And these are MNKE batteries, very good batteries, very good high amp limit on them, very safe battery to use, and they're a lot cheaper than I'd be able to sell them to you. So instead of ripping you guys off, I'll let you get the cheaper price from somewhere else. It's got a gravity sensing system, which is that tilt to adjust type thing that I was showing you earlier. And then as far as protections, now this is important because it has 1 or 2 more protections than the DNA 20 has. You got low resistance protection, meaning it won't fire anything that's below 0.5 ohms, which you saw with my Trident earlier. low voltage protection, so it won't let you fire anything below a certain, it won't fire anything below 3 volts basically. Input high voltage, don't know what that really is, but that's protection. Output short circuit protection, so if you put something on there that has a short, it will tell you it's got a short and it won't fire. Reverse battery protection, that is a big one, big one, because the DNA 20, or I think the 30, no, the 30 doesn't have it either. I just heard that actually. The ZNA has it, but they added that themselves. So you can put the battery in upside down or the right side up, and it obviously won't work if you put it in nipple down, but it won't destroy the chip. So very important, because that always scares me when using a DNA 20, you know, whatnot. Yeah, that's the protection. It's got, you know, venting in case the battery had a catastrophic failure, but it's got all your protections you're gonna need, and that's that. What else? It does, you know, when it's low resistance, you saw it says low res on there. Battery life is one we got to talk about still. Battery life. This is the exact same battery I got. I got this on Monday, early Monday morning. I started using it immediately Monday. And I don't know if you could see from this angle, because when we're close up, it gets the screen a lot better, but I'm at the tail end of the battery life right now, but I'm still going on the same battery. So Monday through, and today is Saturday, so almost a full week so far I've been using it. And I've been using it exclusively at work, everywhere. People at work thought I was crazy carrying this thing around. They're like, I just got used to seeing you with those little ones, you know, my Egos and whatnot. And they're like, this is just ridiculous. But I'll tell you something. You walk around with this thing in your head, and somebody pisses you off the wrong way, right in the freaking head, knock them out. I'm not promoting violence. I'm just saying it can be used as a weapon if need be. And you will destroy the person, but you probably won't destroy a mod, because it's that sturdy, it's that hefty filling, it's just feels quality. I'm gonna have a vape real quick while I ponder what I have to say next. I showed you what the package includes and everything, so you will need batteries and you will need a charger if you don't have one already, if you purchase this. And obviously you're going to need some type of atomizer / tank to put on there, which any seasoned vapor will have tons of. It just kicks ass. I'm not gushing over it. Well, I was gushing over it this whole week to my wife and everything. I was like, I love this thing. It's like, that's ridiculous looking, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I do love this thing. It's just kick-ass. It's nice to have a mod that can have the battery life, the power, the look. I love the look of it. It's got that high-end look. If you look at it from the back, it just looks like a big old 26650 mechanical mod, a nice mechanical mod. Then you turn it around, and then you see this. You know, this little cutout. It doesn't take away from it aesthetically, because I love this cutout it's got. This little landing pad, I'm calling it. The way I've been holding it, kind of, is just, not kind of, but the way I have been holding it is, let me get a good angle here. Kind of where my thumb has that crease in it, it just sits on that lip and kind of just molds in, just like that. And it's very comfortable. Very, very comfortable, and I just locked it. Oh. Just locked it and entered the menu system. Okay. So it's very comfortable. You can hold it like that, or you can put your thumb in the hole cutout and press it with the tail end of your thumb like that. Yes, you'd be covering the screen, but I mean, once you set your wattage, you're pretty much ready to go. So you can hold it that way. Sometimes I've held it this way, where my finger just sits in the groove. It's very comfortable with that cutout there. I love it. Easy to find the button too. You're not searching for it, because you know, you're like, oh, there's that cutout. The button's right there. So in the dark, it's easy to find too. More things I keep forgetting about. The screen timeout. It is a minute from last fire. I timed it on my stopwatch. It's a minute. So from that fire, it's 1 minute and the screen will blacken out. Once you're in the menu system, it's 20 seconds. So say you go in your menu system, you set your wattage, and you don't want to exit, you just want to sit it down from there. It'll close down in 20 seconds. I've timed all that, so I kind of can give you some legit specs on it. Battery life's outstanding. It obviously depends on what setting you're using it at. So my 5 days of vaping on it, it's been between 10 and 12 watts. Here and there, I'll throw on my Omega like now, and I'll run it for like an hour at 16 to 20 watts, somewhere around there for an hour. And I did that all on this charge, and I'm still going. So I don't use it 22 watts straight through the day. If I did, the battery would probably last me a day, maybe less. But for me, I'm happy with the 10, I'd say 10 to 15 watts, because sometimes I put my other Kayfun, which is a low ohm Kayfun, on there, and I run that about 16 watts. And I ran that for a couple hours too. So I've used all kinds of wattage settings on here with this same battery. So battery life's outstanding. Outstanding. They do take a while to charge, but that's why I have a backup. So when one's charging, I'll have one to use. Everything works on here, like I said. I'm going to put my Kayfun on here real quick. We've talked about the timeout. We've talked about the battery life. Talked about the fact that everything sits flush on here. Let me bring my wattage down. It is only a variable wattage device, not a variable voltage device. If I haven't said that. We'll have a few vapes, and I think we've covered it all, guys. I mean, if there's any other questions that I've missed, which I'm sure I've missed something by now, just send me an email or a comment, and I'm sure to get the answer for you. Nope. This is by far my favorite vape right now. So I've been using it a lot. Kayfun Russian 91%, and my 722 at about 11 watts, 12 watts, somewhere in there, and I've just been loving it. It's just a smooth vape, very satisfying. Battery rattle, that's something I want to talk about real quick. There's no rattle when you're shaking it like this, so there's no up and down rattle. The tolerances are right. Now, depending on the battery use, so some batteries have a button top, some a flat top. This is a flat top. So this is based on the MNKE because that's what I tested with. But if you tilt it, you hear a little bit if you shake it side to side. And that's because the tube is just a smidge too big on the side. But I've had no problem with the battery, didn't make contact and it didn't fire. It's fired every time. If you really shake it like a crazy person, you can hear a slight rattle from the battery going side to side. The button itself does make no rattle. So everything else is solid about this device. There's no rattles. It looks great. I'm going to stop gushing about it because I've said what I said. I've said what I needed to say. I highly, highly recommend this if you're looking into a powerful, 20-watt device, great battery life. You don't care about size. If size don't matter, this is fine. This is where I would say size does matter. Size matters because this size gives you outstanding battery life. And that's what I wanted as a mod where I'm not constantly swapping out batteries. So for me, size does matter. The size doesn't bother me. It actually, it matters because it gives me more benefits. So I highly recommend this if you're looking into more of a high-end mech, a high-end mod with regulation. You don't have to worry about blowing yourself up with amp limits and whatnot. Get a safe battery. It's got its safety features, so if anything goes wrong, the circuit will protect you. Set it to a wattage you like and just vape. That's it. That's what this guy is. That's what this guy is. I'm going to have, like I said, a 24-hour sale going on as soon as this video hits the web. So if you want it, this would be the time to pick it up. Because it's going to be the cheapest I'm going to be able to sell to you for a while. But everybody, I just want to say thank you for watching this long, drawn-out review. Thank you to all my subscribers for continuing to follow me and giving me very nice feedback. And that's about it. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'll post a subscription link right over here somewhere. And until next time, everybody, live well and vape on.
Super drunk, still saying that we're just buzzed. Last call, everybody's getting paired up. Making out at the bar, call it young love. It's alright, it's alright. Let's find a bonfire, or we can start one. Throw your middle fingers up to a new sun, 'cause we ain't sober and the party's never over, singing it's alright.